Hello everyone, welcome back to Momentum Podcast. Today we are having with us, back after a long time, Komal Taya. Now, Komal has helped me set up 3 different studios. This is Talking Fire Studio 3.0 and we did it since 2020. And do you remember which episode you were in over here in Momentum Podcast?
Hi, first of all.
Yeah.
Yes, I was in 6th, 7th.
Damn, you're close. You were last in 6th episode.
Yeah.
Do you know which episode this one is?
Near to 45?
No, this is episode 60. That's the fun of it. Episode 6 to episode 60. By the way, in between, 42 episodes of Talk and Fire podcast happened. So if you're not aware of it, I run another podcast with Komal and I've been doing it for the past 2 to 3 years. And that's Talk and Fire podcast. But the reason that she is here again today is because there's a big, announcement. Yes, that's the perfect word. Over here, Komal is going to US and she's going to US for Ph.D. And we are not talking about 100% scholarship. We are talking about monthly stipends. And how much are you going to get stipend over there on a monthly, say annual, because then we can just divide it.
Yeah, so basically it will be like $32,000 per year that I'll be getting as stipend, plus my tuition fee that will be waived off, and additionally there'll be health benefits too. So I'll be like my health insurance will be included in that, where my eyes, dental and all thing will also be included in that. Otherwise that's usually that's get excluded. I don't know how that's included. Maybe that's perks of being in a PhD, that's why. Or in the university.
All right. So it's like a 5-year course. Obviously depends on the candidate itself, like when that person gets PhD. It's very different PhD in US compared to PhD in India, right?
Yeah, it's a very long course. I'm still like this podcast we are recording in India, and I'm still processing it.
By the time it gets released, by the way, she will have already landed in US.
Yeah.
And this studio would have been demolished by then. Oh no, I'm bringing full on bulldozers over here. This is going to be demolished.
Okay. Into ashes, you will just burn it into ashes.
Yeah.
Is it like that?
Otherwise, someone else will have it. Can't have that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, so coming to this whole PhD program. So Komal got selected not only in one college, this scholarship offer, she was offered from 4 different colleges. 2 University of California, the 7 to 8 University of California. She got offered from 2, Santa Barbara and Riverside. She also got selected in Stony Brook University, 100% funded.
That's in core, New York City.
Yeah. And then University of Connecticut, correct?
Yeah, I don't know how do you pronounce it. There is C in the Connecticut. Sometimes I've heard people calling it Connecticut. Even I've heard you saying it Connecticut, but I always say the spelling says CONNECTICUT. So I always say it's Connecticut.
As long as it is not Kentucky, it works, right? Okay. So Komal has qualified CSR net as well, twice. So some of you guys will be surprised right now because Komal has been a professional model as well. And all this might be overwhelming for you. She was selected by 3 of the top modeling agencies that you can think of. Over here, she rejected all 3. She has in past worked in a TVC with Parley. And she has done almost all of her work was freelance because that's the way she rolls. She likes to be free. And meanwhile, her career related to chemistry has always been awesome, right? So she has done her BSc from Delhi University and she has done her MSc from VNIT, which is NIT Nagpur.
Thank God you didn't say it Jamshedpur. Otherwise, every time Ashish tells someone that Komal is from NIT, Jamshedpur.
Yeah, but this time I did not.
Yes.
So what's up with like you are having 2 different careers going on simultaneously? You have done great in your career related to chemistry. You were silver medalist, right, in VNIT. You held the 2nd position.
Yeah, but in the last I was first.
Was it?
In the last semester I was first.
All right. So last semester you finally popped on the 1st position, right? But overall it was
because the topper was not paying that much concentration. I just
you're just being humble. You just beated him fair and square. That's
no,
what
it
helped.
was not like that. He was paying attention over something else.
All right.
That's why.
Most likely a girl. So now, after your MSc, you spent some time preparing for national level competitive examination like GATE
Yeah.
and CSR NET examination. You went towards that multiple times. A lot of our audience over here can relate. You started working towards that in 2018, right? And finally started cracking examinations in 2019.
Yep.
So it's not that long, but yeah, you have seen failure in GATE 2019 and then
Yeah.
CSR NET 2 times before you finally got some rank.
Yeah.
You got first rank, you was all India rank 25
and
and
then 29.
you have secured all India rank 29 as well.
Yeah.
And then finally you have cracked GATE examination as well. Now through GATE examination, it opens up a whole another door of PhD through India as well.
Yeah.
But you did not went for it right
I
away.
didn't even apply. I would have gotten it, but I didn't apply because I was
COVID
not
situation
ready for it.
was an issue as
mentally.
well at that time. COVID situation.
Um,
You appeared
yeah,
in.
it just started. Like,
Yeah.
the moment
It was GATE 2020.
the moment
Yeah.
I just appeared for it, and the next month the result came, and then just the COVID hit us.
Mm-hmm.
So I was not affected by COVID in this term that my placements or something like that it will get affected because
Yeah.
I was not worrying about it, and it was not my
You
priority.
were more focused at that time towards your modeling career, isn't it?
Yeah, I just left everything and I just went for making my health priority,
Yeah.
making my physique priority.
Yeah.
Like
so
that.
so as far as what I remember, your plan in somewhere around February or March 2020 would be like get in shape and apply for modeling agencies by December 2020, right? And you started working.
Like I just worked on myself in terms of everything, like diet and these martial arts and everything, so that I
And
get
walk.
in shape.
You used to walk a lot, right?
Like I've been walking for like practicing it for 1 hour straight, 2
Yeah.
hours straight.
We are talking about catwalk, correct? That's the correct term?
Runway walk.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can
runway
say
walk.
that.
Yeah.
So catwalk also you can say that. So I used to practice it, and I just went my everything for like 7 to 8 months, and then started applying for these modeling agencies.
And then you started getting rejected.
Yeah, I
So
started
that's the
getting
first step.
rejected.
Yeah, it's not like a natural thing that you are all of a sudden getting selected right and left.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think I'm good with contacts. I stalked people like anything on Instagram. I made some contacts over there. Through them, I got in touch with some agencies, good agencies only. I interviewed at that time.
Yeah, you gave some interviews, right?
Yeah, I was having knowledge, I feel, but the thing which they were looking for was some experience, but I was completely neophyte in this field. So I think they couldn't see me on their board, modeling board. So like I think I literally nailed that interview. Where I was bombarded with a lot of questions like, can you name some 90s supermodel like that? And hell yeah, I'm like, I stalked them all the time throughout, like through 7-8 months I was doing this only.
Yeah, like research. It's some solid research.
Last fashion show you watched, who was a showstopper and like that. So I was having knowledge, pretty much good knowledge about it, but I don't know why I was rejected.
Yeah.
Maybe like they asked me that if you have some experience. I'm like, no, I was completely neophyte. I didn't know how to talk, like how to talk professionally in terms of this career. Like you have to negotiate. This career is all about, it's not about how knowledgeable you are. It's about how nicely you are putting yourself out there in the market when a client hires you for a job. So it's about that, I feel. And when you lack experience, so agencies usually get reluctant. But it's the case over here in India. Otherwise, internationally, agencies are more than happy to take new models. They shape them, they mold them into the way they want, and then they put them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got a little bit taste of, by the way, at that time, Talk and Fire podcast was already running. And then you started towards like, okay, if agencies, we are not going to go with it. By the way, there were a lot of small agencies that you did not apply for. You only went for the big ones. And then you started working freelancing.
Yeah, not thinking that these are small one or big one, just thinking that
Your career depends on
I
it.
want to churn maximum out of it, and I was very selective, and I like, obviously when you say big, that means they'll give you good placements.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like you cannot get tied for a 3-year contract with a small agency,
Exactly.
right? That's a very
Yeah.
important decision that you make in your career.
Yeah, and this is I'm in mid-20s. Like if I'll be like, there was one agency contract where they were asking me to sign for 5 years, and
all right.
that was taking a lot. So I can't sign any agency for like 5 years straight, right? So I'm already in mid-20s. I can't do it. If had I been maybe 15 or 16-year old girl, I would have signed it easily.
Makes sense. So
Yeah.
let us say you're doing BTech for 4 years anyways, you're not going to go anywhere. Sign a 3-year contract.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So after few months in 2021, you must have started applying for colleges abroad, right? All right. Before that, we need to talk about something, because this is the time that we planned for. We are going to talk about art of speaking.
Yes.
Little bit. Guys, art of speaking course is running full blown, and if you are interested to improving your confidence, your speaking skills, spoken English in general, be over there. It's a very ground level course. There's no prerequisite, and we have been doing it for the past 2 years, and this time it is art of speaking 2.0, and we have just revamped everything. Now we have a proper interface, a proper website, ashishranjan.com. Go over there. Every information will be there. We have a lot of students. I today only took a live session, so there's a live interaction. There's a very personal kind of interaction. It's not a webinar where you are not able to talk. I know everyone. Like, I know what they're working on. I know where they're lacking. Matter of fact, every day they send me recording and I go through it, like what they need to work upon. Speaking skill is the most important and essential skill that you can develop to enhance your career in any domain. Komal is right now in chemistry domain. She was in modeling domain. Tell me, both the fields needed speaking skills, no matter what it is, right?
Yes, frankly.
And by the way, Komal has seen that course firsthand.
Yeah, I have been part of it, and it was amazing. It has worked like heavily on my speaking skills and my confidence, and like now I can manage negotiating with people in my career, especially modeling. Earlier I was not able to do that. Now I've become professional with the help of Ashish only. So yeah, I'm vouching on the fact that it is an amazing course and you should go for it.
There's a proper method to it, and not only Komal or hundreds of other students that I've taught, I have used that technique on myself as well. And enough said, I'll be leaving the link down in the description box and a special discount code which will be valid for 5 to 10 days more. And that's about it. Coming back to your career and starting towards applying for PhD. So what was your thought process when you started applying for PhD abroad? I know that you are very enthusiastic about chemistry itself. It's not just like, okay, I studied it just for the sake of studying it. You live and breathe that and you love it a lot. So what was the whole process? How did you start?
Yeah, actually, it was not something when I was pursuing my career in modeling. It was not something I left it completely. I was taking it parallelly in terms of sometimes teaching, in terms of sometimes reading. I've taught.
Oh yeah. Komal has taught chemistry as well.
Yeah, I'm like, though I'm like. I'm like very bad at it. Still, I'm just going with it. Like,
how dare you? You're not bad at it. Like, you're bad at teaching? No, you're perfect. The student disagrees with you.
And also, I'm very bad at putting stuff on YouTube. I'm so inconsistent over there. For like,
so she's talking about a YouTube channel that she created. Her aim was to create free study material
so that people can get access to it. What happened when I was teaching on an online platform, I used to feel very bad when I used to take some free classes over there,
and then
people
rest was paid.
Could not get access to my paid classes, and I was very much willing to teach them that subject as well. So I just thought that I'll make a YouTube channel. On their request only I made it, and I loved it. I love teaching, and I never left it. And it's something, even when I go through research papers of different scientists throughout the world, like this kind of science which fascinates me the most. So it always tempts me.
Yeah.
So it's something which I always liked. Yeah.
And so you decided that, okay, make push forward your career in that domain. Like you are not going to leave chemistry, just like I'm not going to leave mechanical engineering ever.
Frankly speaking, it was because of professor's research only. I loved it that much that I wanted to be under him for my PhD.
Yeah.
So I got it. Like I talked to him. I dropped an email. He replied back like very enthusiastically in a very encouraging manner, encouraged me to apply over there. I was in constant touch with him. He helped me like anything.
Yeah.
And we are still in touch. We still talk. We have been on video calls.
Yeah. He helped so much that once, because of her name issue, Komal does not have a last name officially. So because of that, her application just got lost somewhere in the admin process, and he actually replied back and mailed back to Komal like, where is your application? Can't really find it.
I didn't get any.
Yeah.
Like, were you bluffing or something that you didn't apply under me?
And if not for that one mail, I think that application might have been lost for way too long till the deadline passed.
Because I do not put my surname. Like, usually it is Komal Taya, but I do not put my surname in my official documents anywhere. But in US, it's very compulsory to put your last name as well along with your first name. So their system could not process my name.
Nowhere in US actually.
Yeah.
Not only in colleges, but anywhere in US for any administrative work you need a last name, about which maybe we can talk some other time.
Yeah, it was such a pain to write. I have written almost 100 mails to different universities stating my issue with my name, that look, this is this, and what should I do? I'm not able to create my account over there in your application portal. And then again, if I'm sending them something, they are not able to match my documents with their university system, because over here it is Komal, and over there they are putting Komal dot, sometimes Komal, sometimes Komal NA, that means not applicable, and they are not able to match it. And simply that sometimes, like, I just thought that some university may not have read my file because of this issue.
Yeah, it must have been.
Yeah.
All right, so tell us about perks of PhD from US. We know through our friends a lot about PhD in India. A lot of them have been on this Momentum podcast itself. But why did you specifically pick US? Research, I get it. Research is the most cutting edge in US that's going on right now. Other than that, would you like to say anything when it comes to the flexibility that it gives, or obviously the stipend that it gives, or the exposure that it gives?
Obviously, it's amalgamation of all the points. It's not something which is very tempting. Like, obviously, stipend is good, right? We all know stipend is
so. For
freaking
comparison,
good.
In India, what is the amount that PhD students?
It's 31K.
31K.
31K, right? And
in US, if you convert it in rupees, what is it?
It depends how many semesters and quarters you are, like, if it is 9 quarters, if it is 9 months and it is 3 quarters, it depends. But annually, if I'm getting almost $32,000, that's a big amount.
So that's around like 270,000 or so, close to that.
What, monthly?
Yeah, in rupees, I'm saying.
Yeah. So that's a lot.
Yeah, that's around 9 times. Yeah.
And plus, it's not about money, basically. Yeah. It's about the kind of liberty you have over there.
That's actually in lower end in US. Because you have to look at expense of living over there as well. Like PhD students, the earning is actually lower end amongst all the other professions, right?
Yeah. Plus, people are pretty much professional over there. They encourage you to go ahead.
Yeah.
They encourage you for your ideas. They'll never discourage you. Over here, I feel people are very much stressed. And I feel that people just go with the flow. They get lost. They don't even know that they wanted to do something else in the starting, and they just get lost with the flow of the vision of their professor, whoever is teaching them or whoever is guiding them. But over there, you can have your individuality and still can pursue your research. And I haven't gotten over there, but so far I have interacted with some graduate students over there, and with the professor also. It feels so good. They are so cool. I can say anything. I can say anything. Like, sometimes my professor used such idioms that I'm like, oh my god, that's cool. I did not expect it coming from you. So I feel when atmosphere, like PhD, it's you can say it's a test of your patience. If people will not show you that small gestures of comforting you, I don't think so you'll be able to give back 100% to your research. If your professor is comforting, he is encouraging, he is quite cool. You can ask anything, you can discuss anything. Graduate students are quite professional. You can just read it in terms of email only. When you interact with them, you'll see the difference. So I have seen a lot of people saying that Komal, over here atmosphere is that people want to encourage you, people want you to go ahead in your life. But in India, a lot of people want to pull you down.
That's what it is said for almost every part of the world, apart from like US. That's what I've heard, that in US people try to encourage and push you if you're doing great, and rest of the world is like trying to pull you. Not only in India or other parts itself.
Yeah, my professor like encouraged me to do my research under some other professor as well in the department if I want to, and if I like to pursue my research.
Other thing is that you can even change your professor. So I once was talking to a person who was doing his PhD from MIT, Aero Astro Group, and he changed his professor in third year of PhD.
Okay.
A little bit of it was because he was not feeling that connection with the professor, maybe a tussle, that's the word that he used, that it was not that good of a connection. But other one was that he was interested in different aspect of research and he just changed it. So it is that flexible over there as well.
And so I can see all I can see from here is it is quite interdisciplinary also. You can pursue your research in collaboration with 2 professors, 3 professors. And like you're free basically.
Also the system is a little bit different in India, because over here the stipend that you get is from government, right? And over there it is from the fund of the professor,
most probably.
So the thing over here is that PhD students, candidates, generally what happens is that their research keeps on getting extended because the professor does not care. The money is not coming from his pocket. But in US what happens is that he does not want to extend your PhD more than it has to, because it's coming straight from his pocket. So a lot of times you'll see people completing PhDs in 4 years, or sometimes even I've heard like 3 years sometimes, right? So there are a lot of differences. PhD in India obviously is a difficult struggle. I mean, there are good universities. For example, Anshuman is doing from IIT Bombay. He's happy.
He's doing wonders. You can see it.
Few of my friends also are doing from IIC Bangalore. They're happy, right? But also you will have to look at like who's your professor, and that you will have to study well. In general, like I've heard bad cases in US also, like too much difficult situation. It's not only like people or PhD students are frustrated in majority in general across the world, because all PhD is about is failures, research failures after research failures, and you'll have to get some output out of it. And not for everyone. It's not everyone's cup of tea. But there are more benefits of doing it from US because of the reasons that we have mentioned. But we have some other questions for you. So what was the whole process of applying? Can you break it down into steps? What is step 1 if one wants to start applying for PhD abroad, if say in US?
I think the very first step is to think whether you want to do PhD or not.
That's step 1 that people miss, right?
Whether you would be able to run in this marathon or not. If you're a sprint person, you won't be able to make it. Right? So you know yourself, and you should ask yourself that question. And if you think you can do it, you should go ahead with the further steps, which I'm going to just point it down right now. Right? So the second step would be to search the professors in your domain. Suppose for me, like if it is organic chemistry, start searching professors and not university.
Important for PhD, right?
Yeah, it does not matter.
People generally go for QR rankings. Stop.
Yes,
Yeah.
like you can't do, like, suppose if you are getting tempted by someone who is doing research, very nice research in this Texas A&M University, but at the same time you get admitted in MIT. So you are giving up on the professor who is teaching in this Texas A&M, and you're going for MIT, then I think it's not gonna last more.
There's a very good index, right, which shows the research credibility of the professor. What's that?
That is H index.
H index, right?
Yeah.
You might even find a person who's like on the brink of winning a Nobel Prize. You
Yes.
will find people like those in US, right? And that is something that you can find through H index. So how high can like what is an example of a high H index numbers?
Yeah, I've seen, like, in US, I've seen examples of like 120, 120, I guess.
Yeah.
120, 130. My professor is at 95.
All right. So what do you say, like generally professors lie in 40, 50 or so, right?
Yeah, like in India, most of the professors I've seen, like, it matters what university you are coming, but yeah, their H index is, I'm not saying overall, but generally it is less. I'm not demeaning everyone, just like generally it is less.
No, I
over
was saying that even
Yeah.
regarding US also, I've seen majority of the professors like
here. Yeah, having good H index.
no. I'm saying like the ones that I checked, they were a little bit low. I think 60 or
Yeah,
70.
maybe because of they are start of their career.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
super young.
Yeah, over here, like, even if people are at the brink of the completion of their career in terms of professor and all,
Yeah.
I've seen, like, it's not, their H index have not reached that level, but over there their starting is also good, maybe because they are doing research under, like, the professors who have are very much accomplished and like that.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Yeah,
that can be the
exposure,
reason.
and
Yeah.
also like let's not hide that a lot of research or research papers or publications or projects that are going on is a lot of it is copy paste. Okay.
Yes, over here,
I've
yeah.
seen in universities a lot of them just copy paste it.
Yeah.
The originality is lacking. There are few journals which are top of the food chain, and those people who are able to go over there and publish, there's no question to that.
Yeah.
But when you're looking at universities in India, there are like thousands and thousands and thousands. There's no check on it, right?
Yeah, Ashish, but at the same time, Indians over here, they have such a bundle of knowledge inside of them. Everybody appreciates that. When
Yeah,
when
that's
they
true.
go out, like, even if you are, no matter what H index you are holding right now, like, when you go out, like, they are literally get applauded for their endeavors and for their research, for their thinking abilities and like that. So,
yeah. No, in
it's-
general, this is a stereotype in US that Indians are smart.
Yeah, and it's something I feel that research is not that much encouraged over here, and that is such a waste that a lot of talented minds, they are getting wasted like that only.
Yeah. That's a whole another topic.
Yeah.
Maybe we are going to discuss somewhere in Talking Fire podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, Komal. It is 2022 August.
Yeah, so we were just going on steps, right?
Yeah, or you have
Yes.
some steps remaining?
Yeah. So
Sorry about that. Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
No,
No. Go ahead because audience is waiting. Yeah.
Yeah, so the second was like, just find your niche and your professor. Just Google them and the type of research. And it's not something that you'll just type down, okay, the type of research I'm interested in. You have to go through the website, and there will be department, and under department there will be name of every professor. Maybe you can, if you are not able to find someone, just start picking university and then just start looking at the professors listed under the department of, maybe for me it's department of chemistry. I'll just start looking at them and then start just looking at their research. Oh my god, they explain it so nicely on the website that you'll get clear that whether you want to pursue it or not. Like, tentatively, like, after going more into it, you can just see whether it works for you or not. But you can just go through it and you can find it out, and then you can start dropping email. Professor over there, they're very kind enough and they're very active. They'll just reply to you within 1 to 2 days.
I replied to a bunch of professors at ISC Bangalore.
Yeah, nobody replied.
One replied and he asked, "Why did you leave ISRO?" People over here don't reply, even if you show interest towards their research work and all. I think you also mailed few of the professors at ISC, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. Nobody replied, right?
No.
Yeah, but in US they reply if you're interested.
Yeah, like I get reply, or feels like they're just sitting on their PCs all the time. I just drop an email, I'm getting reply on the same day, on the same night, because usually in the night time I drop it because that's the morning time over there. And you have seen it, like on the same day itself I get reply.
Oh,
and
that one professor, he replies within minutes.
I get reply. Yeah.
And like sometimes I wonder, like this professor is like sometimes in 70s and has accomplished literally anything that one can in the academic field, and he is replying to a 25-year-old girl who is sitting on the next side of this world, on the other side and in the eastern hemisphere, and it's just interesting. And this person at late night or early morning or even on Sundays is responding. Like, what drives that man? That is what I'm wondering, right? Like that person is so much interested in his work.
Yeah, he's like at the age when everybody rests, he's working towards his passion. That's commendable.
Yeah.
And he like a lot of professors over there, they have helped me by going out of their way. Yeah, and the case is different. I'm not saying that if you'll drop email you'll get reply suddenly. The case is different for engineers, and for science people I can say that they do see their the emails and that they do reply. Yeah, the scenario is a little bit different for engineers and for the engineering people, and maybe it can be different for humanities people also. But for science,
even in engineering it is decent. Like at least 40% professors reply. It's a different deal that you are mailing them when you're starting to apply, like fall, September or so. You are applying for next year fall, and that's heavy rush. Everyone is mailing. And a lot of students just mail like, is there a vacancy, or should I apply and all. Nobody is showing interest towards their research, or nobody took time to study what they're doing. So if you do that, I would say that the chances of the professor replying is as high as like 80% or so, right?
And also, Ashish,
if you're just inquiring about the research.
Also what I have observed so far from this application process is people try to just copy paste everything. Like they just want the draft for email so that they can.
Some just want you to do it for them.
So they just want the draft of email so that they can just forward it. Why don't you do it by your own heart? I have written every mail, like I have sent so many emails, and every mail is so different. The professor you are sending the email to should feel little special, that it is directed towards him, and it's not something which should be generic. It should not be like, I like your research, oh my god, you have done such a wonders in your life and please take me under you. It should not be like this. Please be professional and just maybe point out some research papers, read the research papers, not completely, but at least go through it, so that you get to know what kind of work he or she is into, so that you can just write it down, the kind of stuff you like. You can just put it down in that way, that okay, you like that thing in his or her research paper, and it's that one particular research paper you got blown by it, and it was so amazing. Like that, you can just keep adding things which makes the person special, which makes the professor feel that okay, you have gone through it and you are someone who is very curious,
just like it is supposed to be. Like PhD is so rare. Like in 2 to 3 years a professor is going to take one candidate or two candidate for PhD under him. So you're looking at one university is going to take like 3 to 5 candidate a year in that department, right? So PhD is super rare. When you really start working towards that, you realize how difficult it is to get a PhD in US. I know that other countries it will be relatively easy, but in US it is super difficult because see, when it comes to like you're looking at IITs, right? You are thinking that, oh my god, the entire country is working for this university. Now you look at top universities in US, you are thinking, oh my god, the entire world is working for it. Like there are people from Japan, there are people from China, there are people from Istanbul, there are people from South Africa, there are people from Cambodia, all are working for few universities in US. So it becomes super difficult. So you are not going to get away with just a draft copy paste. It's not going to work out, right?
Plus, like, it's not something which everybody thinks that it is very easy and it's something everyone's cup of tea. That it's very easy. I can go through it. The attitude should not be
PhD?
like, yeah.
That's impossible. Like PhD is not easy at all.
And also getting admitted is also not easy.
For what? MS?
In PhD.
Yeah.
There.
That's
yeah.
So I think both are the same thing, right?
PhD is not easy.
I think
and
you're
also
saying
getting admitted
PhD.
is not
Got
easy.
it. I was talking about getting admitted only. Yeah, definitely. PhD is freaking horrendous. Like you're going through that for 5 years or so. Yeah, but if you love it, I've seen a lot of people enjoying and having a good time.
Yeah. So after that, you're done with emailing and everything.
We are trying to find out the process, right? Yeah.
Yes. Then you can just see like which country you are opting for. If it is US mainly, then you can just start preparing for your exams like GRE and TOEFL. That's exam that are like TOEFL is the exam, the English proficiency exam which you have to go through in like any case you have to go through it. And GRE, it was waived off last year for me, but like in some universities it was waived off and in some it was not. Now it depends on you whether you want to. And it's simple. GRE exam is English plus mathematics exam. So in English you have to build a lot of
vocabulary,
wealth of vocabulary inside of your brain,
which Komal already has. Okay.
So I try.
Yeah.
Yes. So along with that, simple mathematics, some 10th standard mathematics. So that you can go through it, but vocabulary and this English part is little tough. And then you can just start appearing for this TOEFL exam, and you can start. Deadline is by December.
We are looking at a particular quarter. So fall is having the highest intake. Lot of
for PhD mainly, most of the universities they take in fall only. So the deadline
let me
just
explain a
starts,
little bit of how it is divided. Like Komal is going for fall, which starts from generally September. Okay, she's going a little bit early because she got summer internship. Summer project.
I'm just going 15 days early, that's it. I got just selected in this early summer research program, which I'm very excited to join.
Yeah. So mostly it is August, September. Okay. And that's fall. Then there's a winter that starts essentially from January. Then there's obviously a summer that starts from June. And there's a spring as well, which starts from, when does spring start?
January.
Okay, spring and winter are same? Yeah, maybe they are same. All right, you get it. They're basically 3 or 4. I'm not sure. There might be some different also. So fall is the highest intake. So if you look at the timeline that you want to get into that university in August next year, right? So you have 1 year of time. So all the process generally also starts from August this year. So it's a 1 year journey. And some people start a little bit early, especially when you have to give GRE, then you may be starting from June or so.
June, July, August.
Yeah.
Like it's never too late.
It's never too early either. Be done with your GRE as soon as possible.
Exactly. And also TOEFL, you can give it, like I gave it in like October, November, somewhere like that. But you can give it, like try to do it as early as possible.
Yeah.
That's the key. And then you can just start, and you also have to write down the statement of purpose, sometimes your personal history, and like you'll get, like just read the website, you'll get to know what kind of content they are like the university is demanding from you in terms of statement of purpose, that is called SOP, and your research proposal maybe, or in your personal history they'll be just pointing it out. You can just go through some of the samples present available on internet. You can just go through it. That will give you pretty much idea. And then you can, when you're done with this SOP, personal history, you could just submit these things by December.
You need to find recommendations.
Yeah, and also letter of recommendation. Mostly there are 3. Like you have to ask your professors from the university, the latest university, and also all the universities. So I asked my professor from my master's and from bachelor's. 2 from my master's, 1 from bachelor's. That is good that you, from the highest, the latest degree you got conferred with. So that's good that you get more from the latest degree and less from the like below, like what you'll say.
Yeah.
Like the early one.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in that way,
If you
can
have
get
job
your-
experience, you can get from that as well.
Yes, you can get it from there. So university will send so they have to write down, so basically they'll write down some good stuff with you, that you're very hardworking, you're very curious, and like that you'll just find it very nice if you'll just read it somewhere. That LORs are really nice to read, but don't ask your professors to don't make it in generic term.
Yeah.
Make it something which is somewhere
Personalized.
related to you, more personalized.
Yeah.
So that, because letter of recommendation, it plays a huge part over there in US. So it's not something you can just go through it like that only, but it's something which plays a very important role, that how strongly your professor is recommending you. And that's all with LOR.
Sometimes that's all it takes. Like there's
Yes.
one professor who is having a contact in some university that you want to go, one mail is more than sufficient, rest is done.
Yeah.
Right? Because when it comes to PhD, it does not float in the admin wing for long. It generally directly comes to the professors and they make the decisions, right? So if they already have your name, then it's pretty much dead sure, right?
Yeah. And also, and then you just submit all these things by December 1, 15, 31 December. Usually these are the deadlines. Somewhere, some
15
universities also
December.
have in January also, but most they sum it up by December only.
Yeah, all the IVs are going to have 15 December and then next
1 December or 15 December.
all right, 1 or 15.
Yeah.
And
then you can just wait for your results, and then you can start.
Yeah, that's when the waiting part starts, right? So January you'll be done with it, and then the results will start to come in April. Komal's came in February only because she was in contact with the professor.
No, the one I got, the one where I applied, I got admittance the 2 days afterwards only.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. That was Stony Brook University. She directly got it. Just no. It was really 2 days after of the deadline.
Yeah, like
We'll have to confirm. I'll write it down over here that when did we submit and when did you get it. But yeah, that was the first one. But yeah, all right. So after that, there's a long process of visa, which generally starts from March only, and you're done with that in June itself. But a lot of people, that's what they really do. Like once you are starting to get admittance and all, the real work is really visa, and visa is a long queue for Indians. When you look at the US consulates, if you ever go to any one of them, like Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, and what was another, Hyderabad, you are always going to find the longest queue. Is it?
Kolkata
There are 5 total, right? Okay, so you are always going to find the longest queue. It is extremely difficult to get slots these days, right? So that is another story for another day. The way Komal got a slot. Just to give you an idea, she refreshed for 9 hours.
Throughout the night, I was just refreshing it continuously to get a slot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Komal, we are going to take a tiny break because I need to change the battery.
Fine.
And then we are going to continue some more.
Sure.
Okay. All right. We are back. And an important question for you, ma'am. This is where I was getting at when I interrupted you unintentionally. So, it is August 2022, right? And there has been a lot of struggles. Looking at, let us say, March 2019, how was the whole journey? People might not understand. There was way too much failure and way too much crying before it got good again, right?
Yes.
So I want to know your perspective. Like, how was the whole journey of 3 years?
Yes, I just told you how we went from modeling, and in what aspect are you asking me?
I'm asking in a way that now it is very good, right? But you have seen a lot of downsides, right? And there were times of unemployment. There were times of financial crunch.
Yes.
So what do you think about those times? How did you keep yourself going?
I just made my way somehow, sometimes through teaching, sometimes maybe working for a company, reviewing stuff. And like that only, I just kept myself going, and it was not something that if one option is not working, I'll stop looking on the other. Since I had so many options, I made those options available for me. That's why I had so many options. So I was just jumping from one option to other, sometimes maybe going hard on this one sometimes and going hard through the second sometimes.
Yeah, but it is easy to get disheartened, right? And a lot of these people don't even know much about it. They maybe know the tip of the iceberg, but it was bloody hard. And I give it my personal attestation to it. I'm just trying to find out, like, how do you keep going?
When you see that, when you believe in yourself, it's a very normal term and very cliche term to say that believe in yourself. But when you really do, and when you think, when you know what you're doing, everything becomes, very clear. Even if you're not earning a penny, you are at peace. I always talk about this sometimes in my Q&A session on Instagram also, and sometimes in my podcast also. There is a different peace, and there is a different contentment, and there's a different happiness. So it's, even if I'm not earning that much over here by doing stuff which I like, the kind of peace that is much greater than the kind of peace I get maybe by earning decent enough by doing jobs which I'm not even willing to.
Yeah.
Did you get the point?
Yeah, I get it. Like, you have to be comfortable making less money.
Yes.
That's it. Like,
Exactly.
all you need is what you need to survive.
Exactly.
All right. So, one thing that I really admire about you is that no matter how difficult it gets, you never dim your vision. You never shallow it down or boil it down, or you do not change it. Like, whatever you want to do, you're going to be still working for that only. So, what do you do for that? How do you do it?
Maybe I wanted that passionately. It's not something that I want to prove it to something else. I believe it's my craft. And it's my craft. I get a different kind of, maybe I feel that I'm in heaven when I pose in front of camera. When I walk, I feel there's a peace, and this is something which I can do it throughout my life for free also. I do it inside of maybe while taking a shower. I just keep doing it. Just give me one, I just keep doing it randomly. As I always say, that your passion, it lies in your daily habits. You'll find it. This is an escape route to your mood swings, to your maybe resentment sometimes, to your maybe you are disheartened sometimes, to your disappointment. It's an escape route. You'll be leading yourself to it without even realizing it. So I just do it. I don't even know, sometimes just posing. I don't know. I didn't make my mind that I'll be posing now. This is the practice time. This something. I'm working out, and in between I'm just doing work. I like it.
What do people not know about the modeling career? They think that it is pretty easy. You have to pose in front of camera, right?
That's the biggest myth. And it's not about posing. It's all about confidence. When maybe you are in front of camera, the photographer is not happy with your shots continuously. And you have to channel that aura again, aura of confidence. Your confidence, it's shattered. Just go on a professional shoot. You are shooting over there. Camera, like the photographer is not, the client is not happy with the kind of shots you are giving. And you're getting like no, like 10 times. What will you do? That's the test of your confidence. And it's not something like over here, it's quite, in India, it's quite flexible, but internationally, it's like you won't even get sleep for like 3 days, 4 days straight.
Working?
Because you are just traveling.
Okay.
You are traveling continuously. 4 hours you are in Germany. The another 4, maybe you are in Italy.
Yeah.
It's like that.
You
are just doing, you are going on jobs. It is good. It may look tempting from outside. Like it may look tempting, even if you'll just start doing it, it may look tempting for you for like maybe, I've not done it, but I've heard it from so many models out, like who are there on YouTube and who I am in touch with. They always say like it looks good. It looks good, and people who want to do it like superficially only, they'll like it for like 1 day or 2 days, and the third day they'll give up. They'll be the first one who will give up on it. And it's not easy. You have to maintain your health. You have to sometimes cut down weights depending on the client's priorities. You have to put maybe you have to put on more weight depending on client's priorities. So it's all about you are playing with your body, and that can be risky too, and it can take a heavy toll on you sometimes.
Yeah, apart from like maintaining confidence or the heavy work schedule, it is difficult diet wise or workout wise as well. Like models do work out like athletes. People might not know about that, right? Like you'll have, I think you work out like 2 to 3 hours a day or so.
Not that much. I take time 2 to 3 hours. Like I just keep taking break. Otherwise my body start paining like anything.
Yeah. When was the last time you ate a burger? When was it?
I don't remember.
When was the last time you ate something like chole bhature or something oily?
No, I don't remember. Seriously, I
Damn,
don't remember.
It has been over a year, I think, at least.
Yes. I've given up on it. I'm going in a completely new world now, and I want to be completely prepared, at least physique-wise. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So it is definitely difficult, but people might not understand, and to be honest, I also do not understand. Like when you say I'm passionate about modeling, what are you really passionate about, or what is modeling all about?
Yeah, it matters. Like, first of all, tell me, what is your definition of modeling?
Yeah.
Like for me, it's like being confident in what I'm, like in the way I'm putting myself out there. Even if I'm not feeling good inside, like maybe in this hairstyle I never feel good. But I do it and I put it out like I'm the sexiest person alive over here. And I have to put it in front of camera. I have to make the person believe who is purchasing the product, seeing that. So I have to make the person believe that, look, this is something, you should want it.
You cannot hold a shampoo as if I'm not really sure if I should use it or not.
People think that I can also do it. But when you are put in front of camera, that is not easy. You can't do it. You can't channelize that kind of aura because it comes with training. It comes with practice.
Yeah. And to a lot of people, like camera actually hurts. A lot of people are camera phobic as well. Like you take a lot of selfies and you edit and you put the filter and then you post it. But what if you have to do it professionally and that's going to go on a banner or a poster? Are you comfortable with that? Right?
So it's all about going down and just taking deeper dives into this craft. I feel it is endless. The kind of poses I practice now, it's not something which I do it intentionally. Just goes with the flow. The kind of, like, sometimes I discover some new poses about me. Like I can do it like this, and I can do maybe I imagine myself that I'm in front of camera, maybe like I'm in front of like a very big team with like the people are shooting me and have to do like this. The camera is there. You have to be a very good knowledge about lighting and the camera. Like through this camera, I'm looking like this. My legs are looking like this. My angle is looking like this, and that comes with practice only.
Yeah. So they are like how you are going to represent a product or a dress, right? That is a lot about modeling. If you are when you say posing, like you're posing in a way that not only you but the product looks good, right? Because that's ultimately the main focus. And some people, wasn't there a question once that being a model, how are you contributing to the society? You dummy. In this world, how can anything be sold without advertisement? And who do you think are doing all the advertisement on the forefront?
Yeah,
all of them are models, from 5-year-old little boy to 60-year-old lady who is doing a product modeling, something related to that.
Yeah, they're brand ambassadors for states. They're brand ambassadors for countries. So who you are going to take?
Yeah.
Find someone who can just make you believe that you should visit this state or you should visit this country. Who are going to do that?
Yeah. So it's a full-blown career. There's absolutely no doubt about it. And there's a different aspect of modeling, which is also like you depicting basically the clothing or the apparel, and that's the ramp walk, right? That is also like, I believe that's a sport in itself. It is extremely difficult to do it. The pressure or the panic must be next level, because one flip of your heels and it can take your career down. But happened to a lot of models. Even and they bounce back. It's not that a big
like
issue.
Everyone they have tripped during walk.
But you're never going to be like wanting to do that, and that panic will come before you make that walk, right?
Yes. And also, it's not easy. I just thought it would be easy. The moment I started practicing it, till this day, it's practicing it, and it's something which you cannot master it, and you can say that you're the pro. It takes years.
Yeah. All right, Komal Taya. It went by very soon. And we have been talking for close to an hour or so.
Okay.
And we are going to end it over here. Any last parting words before we close it?
Just follow your passion. You'll get a different peace within you. You'll find different territories lying within you. You'll just discover more of you. So just keep going and just keep following passion. Life is too short, and I just mean it. 20s is the golden currency for you, and just put that energy, invest that energy into your passion, and I promise you won't regret it.
More than sufficient, Komal. I should not add anything else. We are going to close this podcast over here, guys. Momentum is a weekly podcast on career. I hope you got to learn a lot out of Komal. I hope you listened properly, and if not, maybe you can give it a rerun. We are on audio platforms, also Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, you name it. We are there. Links down in the description box. Speaking of link of Art of Speaking is also down in the description box. Join it. It's the time for you to invest in your personality. The only investment that does not suffer from recession is the investment on yourself. And that's about it. We are going to end this podcast over here. Say bye to Komal Taya, and we are going to see all of you in the next one. Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me, Ashish. Yeah.
It was our pleasure, Komal. Thank you for being over here. Guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care and keep smiling.
Bye.